Hi guys, we are live. Welcome to this live reaction of the new second X-Men Dark Phoenix trailer 2. And so guys, I'm aware that I'm late with that, with like almost, well, not 24, but still I'm a bit late because this came out this morning, I think Bulgarian time, which for me was at the time that I'm going to work, so nothing I can do. And yesterday I did I did two streams and just work exhausted, all of that. So that's why I'm getting to this right now. And what to tell you guys, I mean, this movie has so many conflicting thoughts about it, about the story in the comic books and what they chose to present on the screen. I think that is not fair to say yet about everything that we're gonna see in this movie and what is going to be fully about what exactly are the story parts that are gonna be presented on screen. But of course, this is judging by the trailer, so we are going to see the trailer. The first trailer was not like super awesome or anything like that, but I'm kind of curious to see, the Dark Phoenix in terms of power. And I really like Sophie Turner because I love Game of Thrones, and I do think that she's a very good actress. Now, before I get to any other things, which can take forever, as you know, we make those discussions after I finish with the trailer reaction. So then we're going to do a very quick, as much as possible, trailer breakdown. Since sorry, it's very late and I don't want to be late like yesterday. It's really not practical at all to do this kind of late reactions, especially during the working week, as much as I want to. So yeah, I wanted for you guys to gather here, but I'm just gonna find the trailer and start because there's really no time to waste. Okay. Oh, and by the way, yesterday when I did, my reaction to the Pikachu movie, oh, sorry about that. When I did that, I got a copyright claim. Yeah. And the copyright claim is for the freaking Saber Rider and not for Pikachu. And as we know, Saber Rider is something from the 80s, and I got, a copyright for the music. So yeah, I'm extremely frustrated about that. Okay, so just a sec, guys, because it seems like it just deleted the trailer. Whoa! Live stuff that are happening live. I just deleted the trailer without wanting to, so now I have to fix it, so to speak, correctly at the spot that I'm providing for it. Hopefully, again, we'll not get a copyright strike. I'm just sick of those things and YouTube and everything else. Okay, gladly I was able to stop it before I see it. And this is one of those trailers that are like an intro. Okay. And good evening to Ivy. Hi, dear Ivy. Ivy has birthday today, so happy birthday, Ivy. I hope, although I already, texted you, I hope that you're, having the best time. Well, now you're watching me, which is great, but I hope that you celebrate it, or if you're gonna celebrate, it's gonna be amazing. And all the best to you. And you are my Gary T's general, as you know, so one of the most special people that I ever found in the internet and in general. And he's also my astrological sign, which is amazing because I had birthday on Monday, so we are just a few days apart in terms of dates. So that's amazing. What a coincidence. And I really know that you're awesome, and that's what I can say. So happy birthday, dear Ivy. And And yeah, copyright claim for not the Pikachu, but the fact that, you know, we are talking and I play the not Silver Rider, yes, the Saber Rider and the Star Sheriffs, all of that. So because of that, I got the copyright strike. So now I have to deal with it and fight with that. Yeah, I wish somebody can explain to them that too. And hi to Les Ignore. Sorry, it's very hard for me to read that. But without further ado, guys, I'm playing this trailer because it's very late. Yes, thank you, Ivy, but it's really everything is for you. I'm blessed as well. I'm blessed as well. Hard for you. So, let's play this. Whoa, okay, first this looks awesome, but continuing with the trailer without any breaks.
Why did you make me do that?
Look at me. Focus on my voice. I'm not giving up on you, Jean.
She was my friend.
You're my family, Jean. Stop. No matter what.
Stop, stop, stop!
Boy.
Look. You're special, Jean. And if you stop fighting that force inside you, if you embrace it, you will possess the very power of a god.
Oh. Oh.
Tell me how we fix this, Charles. Tell me what to do. I don't know what to do.
What they don't understand, what they fear, and what they fear, we seek to destroy.
This is your fault, Charles. I tried to protect her.
I'm scared. When I lose control, bad things happen to people I love.
The girl dies.
She's still Jean. We can still help her.
Sometimes we want to believe people are something that they are not. By the time you realize who they are, Jean! It's too late.
Oh.
She's coming.
Okay, guys. Okay. That. I mean, way better than the first trailer. But I mean, I really love those special effects. I have to say. I mean, I really love, you know, all of that. How they show her power, the manifestation of that power. And as far as I know about her character, that's not exactly her. She's like, you know, a vessel. She has the potential and her own power, so she can carry the, you know, the power of the Dark Phoenix. But that is not all of her. I mean, that is not all her. It is the Dark Phoenix power. So yeah. I really like this trailer, although it's very, you know, it's very different from what we are used to from Marvel, because this is not Marvel, this is Fox, and this is going to be the last movie that is under Fox as part of the franchise that they created, the film, all the films. It's going to be the last of that, and then all of those characters are going to be transferred into Marvel under Kevin's Feige leadership. So he already has an idea what you know, what he's going to do with all of them and how everything will change. So in terms of continuity, who knows? Who knows? Yeah. Yeah, well, I love the fact that, you know, they show how powerful she is and how, well, Sophie Turner does look badass, but for the life of her, or whatever you can call it, she does not look anything like the previous actress that played Jean Grey, not even a little bit. There, even skeletal structure of the face is totally different. She has much wider face. The other actress has much slimmer face. They're totally different type, and I just, you know, found out just before the stream that actually Sophie Turner said that she was cast because of her Instagram following. Sorry, I cannot say that so late. Following. Damn it, English. Yeah, so you get my point. Because of her, how many followers she has on Instagram, she was cast in this role because apparently that was a very, you know, very good reason. Yeah. And she again said that there were a lot of other actors that, according to her, were better. I do think that she's a very, very good actress. Since I watched so much of her in Game of Thrones, I found nothing wrong with her as an actress. She can portray a lot of stuff and apparently being badass. So I don't have anything against that, but in terms of how she actually looks, she's not exactly the Jean Grey of the previous movies, not even a little bit. Now let's continue to break down this trailer. Okay, what is yeah, what is making an impression on me here? Okay, she's very upset because probably already we have the Phoenix power, you know, inside of her, and sometimes she lets that Phoenix power take over her, and sometimes she is in control. But this time was not one of those times that she was in control. So the way that they cut this, it seems like she totally killed Mystique.
Focus on my voice. I'm not giving up on you, Jean.
She was my friend.
I don't remember if Jean and Mystique were that close. I just don't. I just watch those movies and I totally forget about some of the details, you know, characters' interactions, because there's so many movies, and you know, we have one of those movies once every like 3 years sometimes, so I cannot remember everything, how close they were. You know, I obviously know about her and Cyclops, everybody knows about that, but I don't think they actually made an effort to develop that as much as it is developed in the comic books, but that's just, you know, my observation.
No matter what.
Stop.
Okay, Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique looks terrible, by the way, here. It's just, I mean, just look at the previous version of Mystique from the old movies, played by Rebecca. I think Rebecca, was it? Just a sec. Rebecca. Wait. I'm mistaking the name for some reason of that actress. I know her very well. She's a very famous actress. But why can't I find her name? Just wait a sec. Oh god. Okay. Rebecca Roman? No, that was not her name. Okay. Now I'm gonna find it. Okay, so yeah. Rebecca Romaine Stamos, of course. Just totally forgot that she got 3 names. That's why I got confused there. Yeah, so she was way better physically for this role. and she looked better. I mean, her character was better done in terms of the makeup and everything, and her hair was never that red, so this looks like a very, very bad cosplay. Ah, Newt Newt! Hello to you! Hello to you, Pudding. I'm glad that you're here. You can also share your thoughts, by the way. I'm pretty sure you have a lot to say about this. I will happy to hear what you have to say.
Look.
Ah, and Jessica Chastain's character,
You're special, Jean.
nobody really knows what is she. There's rumors that she's like an alien from an alien race that wants to use the power of Dark Phoenix for her own gain.
Fighting that force inside you.
Or for the gain of the race. I'm not sure, but the point is that she really wants that power in her so she can control that power, because it's really very, very powerful power. One of the most powerful, you can say, godlike creatures or entities you can call it in the Marvel universe.
If you embrace it.
Yeah, the Rebecca. Yeah, definitely. She had the better body, the better, well, everything. And considering that those movies are that old, she looks like, I mean, it's perfectly done. It's timeless. It's not something that you can say, well, it's bad because it's old. No, it's awesome. It's great. There's nothing wrong about it, I don't think.
He will put
You see that? That looks like a really, really bad cosplay. Like, or not a bad cosplay, but just cosplay, you know. It looks cheap. It looks so bad. That looks like such a wig. It's just crazy. How can they downgrade that so much? And the costumes look terrible again, like a not trunker, like a jumpsuit. I just forgot the word for that, but basically a suit for work, like for construction work or something like that.
possess the very power of a god.
Maybe that is where that power gets into her. Looks, I mean, look at this, you know, look at Cyclops. He looks ridiculous with that huge axe. At least when you make it that huge, like make it cool with some elements like leather, like do it with leather or something. I mean, there's so many good designs in this world, so many good artists in this world that can draw and create the best costumes, and so many good tailors and all of that can create everything nowadays, and they decide to go with this. Like, what is this? This looks like a 3D printed costume. And that's to the very best. I'm not sure if they're going to fix Mystique. I mean, they had so many years to do that, and it just got worse. It did not get better, unless you mean if Kevin Feige manages to take everybody and fix them, which I'm pretty sure that he can do. He knows how to do those characters and how to do good costumes. Except Thor: The Dark World, everything looks so plasticky. Everything looks so cheap. I mean, the costumes were good in terms of, design, but just the material of them is so plastic. You can tell that that's freaking plastic from a mile away. Nothing looked like metal, especially Thor's helmet, Thor's armor, Thor's like shoulder pads, whatever, Yeah, they can use original costumes and do them in a way that it's just gonna be, good looking on the screen as well. Because it's very hard to transfer something that is on the comic book page to the big screen sometimes, but other times they do it really well. Like, for instance, I think, at least in my opinion, Man of Steel, how they made Superman's costume, really innovated on that, made it really modern, and really made it so that it's going to look amazing on screen. They added a texture to it, physically to fit and to have, under, of course, it's gonna have some padding so it can you know, counter Henry Cavill's muscles. That's necessary, just because as much as, you know, big he is and develop, when he puts that costume on, everything's gonna be kind of lost. It's not gonna be as poppy on screen as they want. And of course the Batman costume, I think, is very, you know, very much comic book accurate, and it was very well thought of. It was no longer that rubbery costume that we are used to seeing, although I really liked those when I was little, but that's another topic. Well, we're yet to see if she's really alien, but right now, from all the theories that I've heard, that seems to be the best one. Yeah, yeah, he knows a lot. I really like how Beast looks in terms of his head. Otherwise, he's very small. He should be a lot bigger. He should be like huge. At least as far as I remember him, almost like the Hulk size, something like that. I really love that. I really love Sophie Turner's face here, and how she maybe is aware of what's happening. Let's say, I mean, according to what I see, is that, you know, the Phoenix power controls her, makes her, you know, more angry, makes her, you know, want to kill Magneto in this instance, but she's like seeing it, realizing what's happened, but she's not able to stop it. She's just like an observer, you know, maybe you can say in her body, like stuck there just watching. That's just something that, you know, it's my thoughts on it, but we'll see in the movie, of course. I don't know why she just does not pop him like like a pimper or something, but maybe she's toying with him or testing her power and how she can affect the helmet. I think that helmet is not so easily affected by other mutants.
Tell me how we
He's like, I'm gonna pop!
fix this, Charles. Tell me what to do. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, everything's so
No,
serious.
they don't understand. They fear, and what they fear, they seek to destroy.
What they fear, they seek to destroy. Yeah, it's so very easily manipulated. It's not like that. They just worry about you. You know, they just so worried, and they just want, you know, the best for you and not to kill everything. But yeah, that's another thing. He's not that big, you mean? It's not like the Hulk. Well, I do think that, you know, Sophie Turner looks better, but in terms of the casting, in terms of that she's supposed to play somebody that it's like just a few years away of what we've seen in X-Men. It's not like it's like 50 years of gap. They look nothing alike, but I do like her a lot better in the role. Irko! And Irko say happy birthday. Awesome. Nathan! Hi to you. Yes, Ivy has birthday today. Okay,
They don't
continuing.
understand. They fear, and what they fear, they seek to destroy.
I really love that. It's so great. Kind of looks like, I mean, it does not look like, but it's similar to that scene from Justice League where, of course, Flash tried to, you know, attack Superman. Superman was like, you know, he's like, what are you doing? I can see you. And in this case, it looks like she can see him, so that's very interesting if she can. If she has that super awareness, even if it's about such higher speeds that you think that she has nothing to do with that kind of power, but maybe just maybe she has the ability to see through things if the Dark Phoenix's force is really godly like. Is that supposed to be having any barriers in terms of you know, powers, since it's godly like? Yeah, it 10 times. Yeah, it's better than the previous one. Yeah. Yeah, way too young, yeah. Good evening to you too. Yeah, they're way too young considering the time gap. I'm not sure really what the time gap is, but uh, I'm also pretty sure that it is not that much to this point. And if we count as the starting point the very first movie that we saw Jane Grey in, I don't think that that's so far off in terms of how many years have passed. Mm. Yeah, younger actors, that's fine. All the actors are amazing. James McAvoy is great. Sophie Turner is great. It's just the fact they're looking like too different, too young compared to what they're supposed to be at this point. And Magneto too, he's too young, I think. And like a few years later, he's a grandfather. I mean, hello, that's too much. Yeah, it reminds me of Apocalypse as well, actually. Yeah, she definitely looks like she's seeing him.
This is your fault, Charles. I tried to protect her.
Well, about what he's saying here, again, as far as I know, this could be referring to the fact that when she was young, Xavier tried to block her powers, to put like a mental block on her, so she will not herself, not hurt herself or others. But that, of course, backfired because now maybe she did not have enough time with her own powers to learn about herself and her abilities. So now when all of that super huge godly like phoenix entity is entering her and possessing her, basically she's not ready to deal with that, and she's not ready to use her own strengths to kind of fight that in terms of willpower, in terms of power. So that is just my theory here, but yeah, that definitely will backfire, and it's gonna have a lot of consequences what Charles did. I mean, sometimes the fear of the unknown makes people do the stupidest things instead of just let it develop and see what's gonna happen. Just the fear of the unknown is one of the things that through the years of developing, even in real life, if we just take real life for example, we have so many countless examples of people doing something because of fear and always backfires, and instead of preventing that thing from happening, that the person they wanted to prevent it was doing the prevention in the first place out of fear. What's happening in the end is that everything actually gets a lot worse because of the precautions that were taken. So there's that too. Yeah, and in terms of superhero world, irony and playing with actual things from life and applying that to those superhero characters is really interesting to watch, because it just illustrates how the real world and our minds work. So yeah, mutants are not protected from the same mistakes as we are doing, because they are actually people with powers. The time gap is 9 years. Seriously? Seriously, the time gap is 9 years? Are you kidding me, Pudding? If that is true, they're out of their minds. If they think we're gonna believe that Charles is just so young, like 30 something, all of a sudden he's 50 or 60 looking, and Magneto, not to mention Magneto, how old is he looking in the first movie? That's crazy. I'm just reading your comments real quick. Yeah, Fountain of Youth that expired 9 years later. Well, if she's not playing with her powers in puberty or childhood, actually, she's not in puberty, she's child. If she's not developing that, is the same way that we are developing our skills, cognitive function, even coordination physically to do a lot more physical things, play, jump. We will be like invalids by the time we get to adulthood. So that is what happened to her basically, but just this time it's about power. I understand that, you know, power is something that is a lot more serious, and you have to be a lot more conscious about it, a lot more aware, a lot more you know, how was the word for that? I just thought of it and then just forgot it because it's so late. You have to be a lot more again I forgot. Oh, damn it. Responsible with it, of course, but if you take that away, how she can ever learn? She's gonna learn when she's adult, when she doesn't have this ability to get into the flow of learning and growing with that. It's not gonna be a part of her. It's going to be suppressed, which immediately is going to make her less of what she could have been. So it's not the same. Like, start learning something when you're older. It's not the same. Especially something that is initially part of her since she was born, and part of her nature, her core. Yeah, I understand the concern about that, of course, but I'm just saying that now, because of this concern and the actions that were taken, a lot of people probably gonna die, which is going to be a lot worse. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So when she's developing till she's 25 and all of that, if she's, you know, haven't been able to use her power, that's really gonna make her an invalid. Yeah, and that potential versus, yeah, precaution for lives. Again, I see it. I'm just making the argument that uh, always, at least as far as I can remember, the examples that I can think of, in all cases, it ends up being a lot worse. But yeah, fear of the unknown. Everything that starts with a fear in everybody's lives leads to bad decisions. That's all I can say.
I'm scared. When I lose control, bad things happen to people I love.
Who is that he was holding? Wait.
To people I love.
I can't see who is that. That's very weird. I mean, it's not weird. I'm just saying I really cannot, you know, guess who that could be. Beast seems to be having a really bad time.
Bad things happen to people I love.
The girl dies.
The girl dies.
The girl dies.
She's still Jean. We can still help her.
Sometimes you want to believe people are something that they are not.
I suppose that this is after he was almost squashed in that helmet, but again, he was not, so now his skull is like perfectly fine, just with a couple of bruises. I wonder who is that's walking towards him. Maybe the alien, maybe Jessica Chastain's character? Who knows? Yeah, Ivy. Well, it does not look like Jean because her hair is brown, not
I
red.
tried to protect her.
Maybe just the light.
I'm scared.
Is that supposed to be Jean? I don't think.
When I lose control, bad things happen to people I love.
No, that does not look like Jean at all. Her forehead, the way her eyebrow is, you know, the distance between her eyebrow and her eye does not seem to match at all. And I'm an artist, I draw people, so I can tell you that.
The girl dies.
Now, if that turns out to be Jean, I will be like, what? But then again, they can always cut the trailer in the ways that we're gonna get confused and mistake people.
She's still Jean. We can still help her.
Sometimes you want to believe people are something that they are not. By the time
Well, although this with the guns is not working, he's continuing, just going along with it, just like, shoot. I'm shocked. She's coming towards me. I'm shocked. This is not working. Let's keep shooting.
You realize who they are?
I don't know what the purpose of Storm is, since Holly Berry is not playing her anymore, and I really like Holly Berry. Yeah, since it's with stilettos, it must be a villain. Well, actually, a villain is, yeah, well, maybe it's just a villain. Magneto is a villain as well, you know.
By the time you realize who they are,
Again, I want to point out really quick
sometimes
something.
you want to believe people are something that they are not.
Everything sits very well on Magneto. I hope that he worked out. He looks really well. But anyway, the clothes on Storm are terrible. Like instead of getting more advanced in making costumes for superhero movies, the design sometimes is just like, what were they thinking? Just go to like Comic-Con, or well, we don't have Comic-Con here, but actually we do, but it's smaller, and we have, you know, not such high level cosplayers here, but they still are doing a very good job. So yeah, we now have cosplayers that can do costumes that are crazy good, like crazy good. Even the guy that, you know, cosplayed The Witcher has done a lot better job portraying The Witcher visually than what we saw from the testing footage of Henry Cavill. Of course, we are yet to see how he's actually gonna look in the Netflix series. But the point is that the level is high now, guys. Even common folk, as some people would say, you know, people can do amazing costumes, and this is a movie. So what the heck?
By the time you
Like, this is just a piece of cloth on her body.
realize who they are,
But at least the special effects look fine. Sorry about that. It's almost midnight.
it's too late.
I really love the way that she looks here. She's like... she's literally like, what, bitch? She's like, I don't care. Really love that. Now the favorite thing. This looks like the same scene, and all of those things, you know, like they had in Deadpool that stopped the mutant powers.
She's coming.
Ah, so great! Because she's just hovering there, and the train is twisting and turning like just for no reason. Let me display a huge amount of power just for the sake of the movie. Like, let's just twist the train. I'll probably want to get my hands on those guys, those X-Men guys, but heh, twist them, like mix them up a bit, like mishmash. Who cares? And I'm just gonna stop it somewhere different, not like the picture here at least, and we can further discuss it a bit, and you guys can tell me what you think. Sorry for all the overlays, but yeah, it's for the copyright, and also it's, you know, it's design on my part. So yeah, okay, let's see what your guys are saying now. Um, yeah, Magneto probably can, I don't know, could have come with something more original than just shooting guns, because, you know, most guns, I don't think they will work on most mutants. You know, mutants are not really bulletproof. Not really all of them, again. But I don't know, maybe he was just trying with that. He was like, I'm gonna shoot the guns, that's the easiest. And also, is the most you know, effective in terms of how it looks visually. It's like I'm gonna make a really intimidating impression here. But who knows what he could have done in that particular situation. Yeah, you can do a lot better with that. Oh, hi to Pavel. Hello to you. Yeah, I really hope that Netflix are not going to ruin The Witcher. We have a lot riding on that, especially if you like the games, and you know, the games have so much potential uh, in terms of how they build it upon the Witcher's character, because in the books is one thing, but then the games really added a face to everything, a visual representation of everything, and that's what really made it popular in the first place, and that is why the other really wanted the profit from that, but that's another topic. But yeah, I really miss Halle Berry's Storm. She was very expressive, very emotional, in the appropriate for the situations way. And now this Storm, I just don't see her Storm. I just see someone that is kind of dressed as Storm and is speaking, and that's it. Like blah blah blah, I'm Storm. Yeah, I just can't buy her in that. Hey, hello, Griffin. Hi, Afka. We'll see about the improvements. I mean, in terms of special effects, everything looks pretty good. I just loved, how they showed the Phoenix powers. It looks like a big pile of cosmic energy, like all the stars, all the different lights of the cosmos are just like getting into one, in and out of each other and all of that. It just looks great, that part. Just the costume design. I don't think that there's any filter that can fix that. And I did hear that they had already had reshoots of this. So if they couldn't fix that and, made new costumes for the reshoots, they will not be able to fix it now. There's no time for anything now. They're just gonna tweak the special effects, that's it. Yeah, the cast is good. What to tell ya? I just hope that Kevin Feige is gonna make it better. You can like the books more than the games, but the point is that when the games came out, it just gave exposure to The Witcher as a character's story. It just gave visually a presentation of how he looks, because it's not exactly how he looks, as far as I know, in terms of how he was written to look in the books and how he actually ended up looking at in the games. So everything, the characters, they just have a face now. They just have, all and all, even when you count the costumes, like how all the characters dress and how the world looks, all of that, it just given a visual representation now. So when you think of The Witcher, you just think of the games and how they look, and you just think of all of those conversations that the characters had and their interaction, the emotions between them. It's just very different when you give some kind of a manifestation to what you're reading. So with that having it in mind, without the games, The Witcher would not be worldwide popular in the way that it is now, and to the point where we're actually gonna have a TV show with freaking Henry Cavill in the lead role. So I'm excited for that, and he worked out a lot for this, which is awesome. That's another topic that is in my field of fitness, but I'm just saying he looks great. But how he's gonna look in terms of the costumes, everything, we're yet to see. Yeah, I hope that they provide enough character development, of course. Well, I'm definitely going to see it. It's definitely for the movies. It's the last one, like I said, from all of that Fox series, so I will see it on screen, on the big screen. Yeah, but yeah, hi to you, Arnold. Well, guys, yeah, hi Quads. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, you're late, but you can always go back and watch it. Of course, I'm finished with the reaction and the breakdown and everything. So guys, you can add something at the end if you like. I'm gonna respond to everything that I can. But I'm already going for 44 minutes, 45 now. So yeah, it's freaking late. It's gonna be midnight very soon. They just surprised me this morning with this trailer, and I'm like, oh my god, I had other plans, but for me it's important, so I want to cover it. Oh no, Griffin, it's actually not like that. When you're watching a movie with me, I'm just gonna watch it throughout and not gonna say anything unless it's something that's really shocking or like really, it has to be something substantial for me to, be like, hey, did you see that? But other than that, I'm not bothering anyone. I'm watching it. I'm trying to be invested in it. I'm paying attention to everything because I know that I'm probably gonna make a review of it. And because I don't want to miss anything, I want to be objective. It's fully, I mean, to the best of my ability when I watch a movie. So I don't miss a chance to, to just see it as it was intended to be seen, so to speak. uh, I just want to give it the best shot, so I don't want to be intentionally distracted or distracted in general. So that's why mostly I don't eat when I watch movies. At the cinema, I just drink water, like most of the time. If I'm not celebrating anything, yeah. So I'm that concentrated. So it's not gonna be like pause it, watch it, or going to bug other people and talking. Like I just hate that. I want to be in the movie. I don't want any distractions, and it's really annoying when you go to the movies and some teenagers are like, "Oh, what's up, guy? Oh, what's up, man? Oh, that was ridiculous! Ha ha ha!" It's just terrible. Like the last time that we went to see a movie, that was um Alita, yes. Yeah, with Alita Battle Angel, there was like a group of kids next to us and they were making all kind of fuss. I was like this close to becoming Xena Warrior Princess and just making a huge bloodbath out of them in like 2 seconds. I was like, I mean, it does not bother me that much because I'm so focused at the movie that I'm just sucked in, I was really invested. But at the same time, I'm hearing my friends being very bothered by that, and I'm like getting irritated by them getting irritated. And then when we got up and we saw what they actually did on the seats, everything was popcorn everywhere, like a bomb, like of popcorn, it just exploded. It was terrible. And I'm like, well, I heard, such things happening in American cinemas, but I never seen it in Bulgarian. Usually most people are civilized most of the time. There was just that one case that I will never forget, watching The Matrix Reloaded when I was a kid. And I'm just, watching it and I'm being like, you know, Matrix is just so investing. I mean, I was just, loving it. And that was the time when, we got to that Trinity scene. Spoiler alert, if you have not seen The Matrix Reloaded, but Trinity died. I just gave you a couple of seconds to react there. So she, died. And I'm like, like, damn it, and Neo is like crying over her. And I, chills, like my whole body. And next to me, some kids are like, ha ha ha, ha ha ha, like huge laughing, like I don't know what happened on screen. It's the same thing when I was watching the first Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire, I mean Peter Parker, tried to swing with the spider web and he just was smashed. I mean, he smashed his whole body and face into the first wall that he could. So again, that was funny. But my friend that I was with, she was like, "Ha!" But like so loud, so freaking thunderous that basically was heard throughout several cinemas. I'm pretty sure several rooms, and everybody were like, like, who the heck was that? I mean, everybody found it funny, but she was like cracking windows. If there were windows, they would have cracked. So yeah, that was the two things that I can tell you that I remember is very funny. Okay. Uh, Returning to your comments and have to end the stream. Yeah, new adventure continuing. Yeah, we will not forget that. Yeah. Yes, thanks, Pavel. Yeah, not to speak, of course. Yeah, a lot of people just take so many things to eat. I just don't get that. You're consuming so many calories for like nothing. But okay, that's another topic. You can at least like take water or Diet Coke or something. Although I will not recommend Coke, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Play on their phones. Well, that's new. They need that sword. Okay. Causing the entire line of seats to move with the people along with him. He's pretty big guy. Oh, wow. Well, they should make like tougher seats, maybe not connected to each other so they won't move together. Well, we also had a very bad experience with my mom. There's like not a balcony, there's no longer balconies in new cinemas, but there's just like when there's a huge room in between. I mean, it's very like like IMAX or Dolby Atmos rooms, they're the biggest. So between the two rows, I mean, there's a big gap between the two rows, and there you have a lot more space for the legs. So a lot of people that are overweight sit there, understandably. But we didn't know that. I mean, we never had such case before. So we just sat there because it was like almost right against the screen. It was like in the middle of the screen. It was a very good spot. And we were sitting there, and this one guy comes that it's like at least 200 kilos. Like really, he was really huge, really obese, and he was sitting, and his whole gut and fat and everything that you can think of was basically on top of my mom, which is terrible, just terrible. Just like here's the, you know, this part of the chair, and it's usually pretty bulky because it's a movie screen, the movie room, and you can put your drink here, and all of his, was on top of that, and basically on top of my mom, and she was basically suffocating the whole time. She was sitting like this, and it was like, and you were watching Iron Man 3. So she's like, I'm never sitting here again. I'm just never. Yeah, which is super uncomfortable. Sorry, I'm really very tired now. My words are getting like the. So yeah, I mean, I'm very sorry for this person that he is obese, of course. It's not funny or anything like that, but we also paid for this movie, so we don't have to be squeezed like that, as lemons, especially her. And I was suffering because she was suffering, and yeah, that's another story. So we never sit there, we just sit like behind that, and you can still see perfectly the screen. And the screens where I go to, they're super big, so I try to sit even like at the end of the row sometimes, depending on what kind of a room it is. If it's one of the biggest, it's like in the middle but not there, just like 2 or 3 seats above, always in the middle. And if it's in the smaller rooms, you can sit like at the last row, so you can put your jacket on top of the seat, and then the screen is right, like you know, on the line of your eyes, everything's perfect in the middle. It's great. Fifth row, I don't know, but fifth row is, you know, often it's too low and the screen maybe is going to be like that. You have to put your head like that. The first time that I ever saw like a full movie, I think on IMAX, it was on the oldest IMAX here in Sofia, which is in Sofia Mall, and it's 4:3 format. It's like the 16:9 format. And then the room is very small and the row is very high and the screen is very high because it's squared, you know. And you basically, when you sit like up front, you see the screen like this, you know. You have to watch like this and it's extremely uncomfortable. So I saw John from Mars, John someone from Mars. Can't believe I forgot that movie, but yeah, that was so long ago now. So yeah, I saw that movie from Mars, whatever the title was right now, and it was super super bad. And even the 3D was kind of twisted. It wasn't exactly what I wanted. So yeah, it's not a good idea to do that. Just go as far as possible, and if it's IMAX or Dolby Atmos, just go like a little bit past the first row of the middle one, like the second row, not the first literally, but I mean the first top one. God, okay. Time to sleep. Yeah. Well, as long as I'm in the middle, I can watch the movie with 10 people. Just no problem about that, but I have to be in the middle. Everybody are around me and I can, you know, pay attention to as much people as I can, although of course we're watching the movie so we're not gonna talk, but you know what I mean. The X-Men could team up with the Avengers because that is kind of an idea. The idea right now, you know, Kevin Feige and Marvel are going to have X-Men after this movie. This is the last, like I said, so we're gonna have them probably. Hi Arthur, sorry, I have to go to bed now. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Imagine your neck being like, ah. Yeah, it's really late. I know. I'm going to sleep as well. Yeah, see you on XTV. Try to stream there as soon as possible. Thank you very much for watching, Pavel. Good night. Um, yeah, nighty night, guys. And till next time, I really have to close this really fast. So till next time, make Gary G reviews. I'm really happy that you joined me for this 1 hour of trailer reaction and discussion, breakdown, and everything else in between. And as always, thank you so much for everything, for the support. Again, happy birthday to my dear Ivy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ivy. Happy birthday to you. That is all I can do for now. Oh, God. Okay, thank you. Mwah.